This is the second to last stream of July, meaning we're finally going to be closing out the month-long infection. And seeing how Infect has been doing this entire past month, with one ban happening during this time period, mainly affecting the control matchup, the deck is still pretty strong. Nothing I'd really want to change. I mean, the Goif package is a hit or miss, so I personally enjoy it, but I totally get the reasoning behind saying that it's not what Infect wants to be doing, because it does turn us off of the line of infecting people to death. It then turns us onto the line of killing them through normal damage. But hey, we can still get there, especially with Goif as our beater. So let's just go ahead and hop into this next league, and let's see how we can do. Hopefully we can get 3-2. Else we'll have to purchase some tickets in between leagues, but that's fine. We're gonna swap over to a little bit more of a chill playlist, because synthwave doesn't really work for great background music. All right, we lost the die roll. Turn 1, Hierarch. Turn 2, Spellskite. Turn 3, Glistener Elf, Blighted Agent. Gigantha. Makes me think Tron, which means turn 1, Hierarch. Turn 2, Blighted Agent. We'll try it. Like, Gigantha is either humans or Tron, is my guess. Mountain. Prowess? Yep. Okay. Starting off with some funny stuff. And this is just the prowess, right? Yep. Kendallhaven into Hierarch. Pass the turn. We're about to get blown out. This and then Bolter Hierarch. Or dart it. Yep. Yep. Hierarch dies. And we take 4, go to 16. That's really not good for us. Really need a land drop at this point. Swiss Spear, they could flashback this dart on their sack or their tapped mountain. That's what they go ahead and do. And then we're taking 6, going down to 10. They've got 2 cards in hand. If it's bolt, we're dead. Okay, it's an Abbot. Exile a Blister Coil. They can't cast it. It's fine. We take 6, go down to 10 here. Land off the top or we lose. Cool. Kept 1 lander. I'm facing Prowess. Voice come in. Spell Pierces come out. Spell Skite comes in. Dismembers come in. We're boarding in 7. Board out the muted. Board out 2 of the mutagenics. Board out a scale up. And shave on some vines. There we go. Let's run it. See if this will get us there. I would love to play first. Hand's got 2 lands this time. Fetch and shock. And elf. Pass the turn. Mountain Dart sounds good. Ink Moth Nexus pass the turn because we know that they have removal. We don't want to play out this Blighted Agent until we absolutely have to. Well, that's not true. Not until we have to, until we have backup to keep it alive. Swift Spear gets in for 1. And I'm assuming light up the stage. Yep. Prowess hits Mountain and Abbot. Not a bad next turn. There we go. We can do this, and at least it'll eat 2 removal spells. So they play Mountain from exile, they play Abbot from exile. Yep. Abbot exiles, light up the stage. That's a fun one. We sadly just take this. And so they now spectacle this light up the stage. Yep. Prowess triggers. It's Firebolt. 2 damage to any target. Okay. Land? Ooh. Believe that'll do it for us. Give it +4/+4. They can try to dart it. We can Blossoming Defense. Prowess can't be targeted. We gain +4. Choose target creature. Pay that. Cool. Onwards to game number 3. We hit them for 13 Infect. They respect us enough to know that we are going to be turning our cards sideways. Okay. The worst possible land with the best possible hand. And keep bottom the arbor. Blister coil, yeah, buddy. Ooh, that's a pretty one. Oh, cool. That means that they want to light up the stage, which is a sorcery. No, what? Play out the Hierarch as a blocker here. Because the fact that they left up red makes me think that they have removal. Maybe they just kept a Swift Spear heavy hand. Cool, there's the Firebolt. Which will grow the Goyf by 2, giving us a 3/4. And we can safely play out Goyf next turn. Well, yes, we take 6 here, go down to 11. We'll then be able to start blocking their things relatively favorably. So there's the mountain. 3 mana puts Gigantha into hand. Okay. No swinging. That's pretty good for us. Blighted Agent 1. And Blighted Agent 2. We could swing with the Goyf. We don't want to. Especially with a Prowess trigger. So they take out 1 Blighted Agent. That's fine. Goyf's now a 4/5. We can't swing into what they have. So they can now drop their 5/5. They flash it back. Scale up off the top, we win. So +4, +4, +1. And we'll have the mana. Cool. We're gonna hold Goyf back. They have 2 cards in hand. One of them's Gigantha. Assuming Gigantha's coming down here, so they have 1 card in hand. B removal spell. Cool. Might of Old Krosa. Might of Old Krosa. Tenya. There we go. Infect taking it versus Bread Prowess. Goyf put in a lot of work there. They should have been swinging every time that they were prowessing. While we would have killed one, then we would have killed a second, and eventually their third. We would have been down to like 2 or 3 life. So burn spell off the top would have won them that game. No complaints from me. Just something that I thought while we were playing through that match. See you guys for match 2. And here we are, match number 2. Let's hop into it. And we won die roll. Let's always take the play. Turn 1 Glistener Elf, turn 2 Blighted Agent. Sure. Waterlogged Grove. Is this the mirror? Nope. Oh, are we just getting neoformed? Looks like we're just getting neoformed, boys. Looks like we're not even gonna have a turn 2. Kill me. Magic as Richard Garfield intended. Just dying casually on turn 1. I get that the deck is fragile and it doesn't always have these insane turn 1s. But at the same time, the fact that it can exist, that there's a turn 1 possible format, is a little crazy to me. So they now have exactly 21. And so they Nourishing Shoal to draw twice more than they can Lab Main. Or Manamorphose to get out of range. At this point, you've gone all in. Might as well cast your... Yeah, I was gonna say might as well cast these packs and get it over with. I'm assuming that they have Nourishing Shoal in hand. Yep, there they go to 21. So 11. Draws a card off of their played Edge of Autumn. Exiles play Lab Maniac and then draws 7. Cool. You did it, opponent. You got to play a game of Magic. Yeah, we saw nothing unique. All right. The only thing I could think of bringing in here is Mystical Dispute. That doesn't seem great because it only hits Neoform. I still think it's bring those in. Board out. Vines. Okay. Looking at keep this because it's a turn 3. That feels awful from the aspect of if they have the turn 1 or turn 2, we just lose. Burning Pool tapped, say go. Kill me on turn 1 again, opponent. Botanical Sanctum, Serum Visions? No visions. Okay. I like going with the Glistener Elf here. Waterlogged Grove. They don't seem to be going for it. We'll get a basic forest. Scale her up. Might have Old Grossa. Active negation. Okay. Don't know how you're summoning those 3 blue. Drawing a card. Get in for 6. A for Pact. Was it really worth showing me that you're running Pact of Negation? If you don't have the mana to pay for the Pact and you're going to be dying if you don't pact the spell, why Pact? Like, if you're ad nauseum, sure, you can play Angel's Grace, but that gets... and not have to pay for the Pact, but you're not. You now showed me that you're playing counter magic. All right. So let's see. We need another strong start like that against this style of deck. Ideally, maybe like Spell Pierce to start us off. Yeah. Turn 0 me, opponent. Not a turn 0? Cool. Wooded Foothills Pass. This way we can fetch Shock if need be. And if not, we can just fetch. Waterlogged Grove, Glistener Elf, pass the turn. Land off the top? Not land. Unfortunate. Take him to 5 Infect. Casts a Summoner's Pact. Call it Pact Resolve. Goes and grabs Allosaurus Rider. Allosaurus. Neoform. It's almost like playing a deck that loses to itself. And then playing against a deck that can run interaction. Won't get you there. All right. 2-0 to start off the night. Feels pretty good. Let's go on to match 3. All right. Here's match number 3. And we won. Let's go. So turn 2, scale up. So this is 9. We're gonna mulligan. I don't like the Become Immense in that hand. This, however, is great. Bottom Dryad Arbor. Waterlogged Grove and Noble Hierarch. Pass the turn. Okay, Urza. We need pump. Quick. Blue 1 blighted. 2, 6, 8. We need one more pump spell. We also need to hit a land. I played out the Glistener Elf there in case this is Eldrazi-tron and they go Chalice on 1. Instead of Crack Map. But that's a green. That tells us that it's not Eldrazi-tron, meaning we don't have to worry about Chalice. That's real good for us. Scale up is great. Is this lethal? Yes. And dismembers the 6/4. Okay. Interesting that they're running dismember main board. We now then change our game plan to just swinging for 2 in the air. Was not expecting main board dismember from the Tron player. So they go and they grab. What do we grab here? Mine. Play out mine. Okay. And then another map. Swing for 7. Put some to 9. So they can have 5 mana here. There's nothing they can do to stop us other than have second dismember. Because they crack this, they go get their power plant, and they have 5 mana to spend. We can go animate, combat, swing both. Wait until the very last second. Chromatic Star to try to dig themselves out. And cracks the star, draws a card, has green floating. Plays star. Okay, they're just spinning their wheels, trying to get out. The dismember was really good. I was not expecting that from the Tron main board. Okay. I like at least a spell skite here over a scale up. They're green Tron, not Eldrazi Tron, so Force of Vigor is not as good against them. I can still blow them out occasionally. Dismember's not great. Spell Pierce is okay. We can take out Distortion Strike if we want. Most of their things aren't coming down until we've already lost the game. Do we have anything that we want to bring in? Guess we could board out a Distortion Strike to keep in the scale up. And then... yeah. Turn to Agent. Possibly turn to Lethal. Power plant into Star. Okay. So no turn to Lethal. Track Star. Stirrings finds. And Forest. Do they play Forest? They do. Green mana Star Sphere or map. Dismember. Just as good for me. We will be fetching and shocking to play out this spell skite. Sylvan scrying. Okay. It's themselves a mine. Probably plays said mine. Yep. Then they have a sphere. Cool. We're going to hold the Inkmoth Nexus here. So that way we can trigger Groundswell. So they crack for green. Oh, 8 mana Ugin. Barn Daddy. That's a big boy. Show me second dismember. Hierarch. If we hierarch, we could just save Blossoming Defense if they try to downtick with Karn again. I like that play. We could also make it so they can't downtick with Karn. We could kill Karn. I don't think that's what we want to do. You want to bait the Karn downtick? Exiles are breeding pool. I like to float green. Let's go ahead and give our Blighted Agent hexproof. Just in case they have second Karn here. Ugin, -2. Yep. Ugin downticks. Ghost Quarter will seal our fate. Let's move on to game 3. We're not beating Ugin plus Ghost Quarter. The Ghost Quarter our Ink Moth, we get a forest. We're then stuck trying to find blue mana for Blighted Agent. We'd get there that turn. So Ugin goes to 7, Ugin goes to 9, Ugin goes to 11. We'd have Blighted Agent, they'd ping it off for their final. Yeah, no. Okay. I mean, we still run it like we had it. Tempting. Very, very tempting. Pend a living glistener elf, fast turn. Tower map. Okay. Dang, if this was a green source. Groundswell. They go to 5. There's mine. Do they have the dismember? So what we ideally want here is land. Yes. Land. Shock it in. Spellskite, show me your dismember now. Ooh, no dismember? GG. Yep. So while they have the turn 3 of their Tron, we have them on the double groundswell. Puts us into the 3-0 category. I will gladly take it. Infect putting up a showing tonight. Let's see if we can't continue this win streak. Onwards to match number 4. Mana handler, that's pretty great. Well, odds aren't in our favor today, apparently. Or for this game. We rolled a 1, they rolled a 6. Hand is gas when you don't have lands. This is keepable. It's... So what? I guess it's bottom windswept? Bobble. Okay. Okay. They take our Glistener Elf, meaning they probably have a turn 2 hand disruption to take our Blighted Agent. We play out the Rainforest because they know about it. They crack the Bobble to see what we're drawing. So they now know whatever we're drawing. It's a Vines. That's good. Now we'll pass the turn. Okay. Blue to Delta, fetch. And shock. Jun Death Shadow? They take Blighted Agent here. Making our only threat, Ink Moth Nexus. At which point, we really aren't winning. Non-land, they take Becomaments. Or protection spells. Both are fine to take. Either way, we do not win against triple hand disruption. Okay, so they take a Vines. Interesting. We'll go ahead and crack this for a Breeding Pool tapped. Keep, we draw an Ink Moth Nexus. Okay. Now we can pass the turn. This way, if they have something cheeky like Fulminator Mage, we can go animate the Ink Moth, Blossoming Defense the Ink Moth, so that way it can't be targeted. They go down to 10. Okay, so it's 4-color Shadow. I say 4-color. It's probably Grixis that's just running Complete Land. They draw a card. So they have a 3/3 Shadow. You know, we currently have +8. They want to see what they're drawing. They're down to 10. Okay, that's a breeding pool, so it is 4-color Shadow. No blocks. Green source off the top. They draw. We draw. Spell Pierce. Animate, combat, swing for 2. So we can pierce a TBR. Unless this is fetch, shock, grow to 8. We go down to 6. 3 cards in hand, 4 mana available. Traverse the Uvenwald. Sure. Yeah, sorcery. 10 cards in graveyard, not Delirium active. There we go. It's everything that we need. Tap, go here. What do you mean? I don't insta-win here. I can't become immense until I Blossoming Defense. I'm curious. Okay. So 4-color shadow makes me want to spell Skype. Makes me kind of debating Veils. Like, they run pushes, they probably don't run Drown in the Lock, but they run... I guess it's really only pushes, so no. Goyf's not terrible, but it doesn't really block their Gurmag Anglers and their massive dude. Word. Man, you know what I mean. Death Shadow. Grix, don't you just hate it when your brain does that? Like, yeah, we're facing 4-color Shadow. What's that card that this deck always runs that I just can't think of the name of? Okay, so turn 1 Pendlehaven plus Hierarch. No. This hand's keepable. Well, bottom of Windswept. Bet Shock Thoughtseize, of course. Why would it not be? Inquisition. Just as good. Takes Glistener Elf here. Yep. Misty Rainforest past the turn. Interesting, though. We've got enough pump to win. We now just need the mana to do so. And hope that they don't have a counterspell. Thoughtseize. Okay. So they now have a 1/1. Go ahead and get this breeding pool into play tapped. Pendlehaven. Blue 1, Blighted Agent. They cycle their Street Wraith. It's funny that Green Source off of the top is actually lethal from the fact that they can't... Well, now it's not. We take a Groundswell. That's fine. They can smack us for 5. They have up the mana to do... What's it called? Stubborn Denial? Might of Old Krosa. You can't double stub when you only have 1 blue. You take them to 5 Infect. They've got us on a 3-turn clock. We have them on a 2-turn clock. Granted, they can change our clock dramatically by removing this blighted agent. Traverse is active this time, so they can now drastically change their clock. Bloodstain to fetch and shock, getting Blood Crypt, taking us to dead if they have the TBR. Cool. That'll do it. Begin sideboarding. Hit submit. Bring those in, board out like that. Vines is strictly worse than Blossoming Defense. Well, Dismember's not great. If we can hit a shadow early, it stops it. It's very meh. We'll mulligan this. This, however, sneep it. Bottom. Yes, defense. Problem here is if they have hand disruption, which they've shown game 1 and game 2, is we will get blown out and they take our blighted agent. Pet shock Otzies. Blow us out, opponent. Just show me that I'm stupid. Phew. 100% takes blighted agent. Unless you have removal, then you take spell skite. Yeah. They don't know about the dismember. That's pretty good. Go ahead and fetch for a... Yeah, force. It would have been better to hold because we don't... Playing Spellskite onto an empty field's just kind of mediocre. If we had held, then we could play Dryad Arbor. That's a 3/4 Goyf. Okay. Go ahead and play out the Hierarch and pass the turn. An instant grows Goyf. Land doesn't grow Goyf, so we go ahead and block. Seeing 3/4 does not trade favorably into an 0/4. Opponent seems to be confused. Dismembers are Hierarch. We'll change the target of that dismember to our spell skite. Opponent's at 10. It's like, take opponent to 9? Or down to 1? Now they have to have removal. Draws a card. Why would you? Belted trigger. What? Why? Why crack there? So, if opponent doesn't crack, they can't use the Pleatland or the Delta, so they'd be at just 1 mana, but they'd be able to draw another card, and then they hold back with the Goyf, and they're at 1 for the rest of the game. We'd at this point have to draw Distortion Strike or a creature. Scale up would do it. We could scale it up, swing in, they'd block, then we'd Blossoming Defense and kill off their Goyf. Okay. "4-0 with Infect." Let's see if we can do it. Can we get the 5-0? All right. Match number 5 has been found. Let's do it. No, this guy plays Jund. I don't want the Jund matchup. Oh, and it's got a potential turn 2. No. It's a 1-lander again, but it's a much better 1-lander. Bottom the Arbor card is utter garbage unless we're fetching it. Shock in Breeding Pool, play out Hierarch. Pass the turn. Oh, what? What? 2 cards on bottom. Okay. Blighted Agent, pass turn. Keep up green for vines. Snow-covered plains. There's the path. They flinched first. Pick him to 6. Second main, play out Elf. So that way we can't get 3 ferried out. Blue, blue 1, 3 fairy. Snap path. Okay. Snap path, path, blighted agent. Sounds good. Alright. And swing for 3 Infect. I'm assuming you're blocking with Snappy. Yep. And we go ahead and pass. No point to play this Glistener Elf. Because they could 3 fairy. Bounce Elf. Wall of Omens. That's a card. Wow. Blocks with wall. Sadly, can't pump anymore, so wall gets to block for 2 turns. So this is Verdict mana. Okay. Swing with the Glistener Elf. They can block with wall. They do so. Restoration Angel. Flicker wall. Sounds good. We'll play out a Glistener Elf here. Pass the turn. From the aspect of now they've got a pretty decent board state, they might not want to Verdict. It's extremely beneficial for us to just swing with 1. And blocks with Resto. Groundswell to try to keep it alive. Also trying to bait out counter magic. Force of Negation. Okay. That'll happen. Blighted Agent. Scalding Tarn. Okay. Wall to redraw. We have him dead on 2 turns. So they need second Force of Negation. if we draw a pump spell. 2 mana. Petty Theft, bounce it. Okay. Buy themselves a turn. What do you have? Spell Snare? Can I draw more Glistener Elves, please? Okay, they block. Fetch. Hallowed Fountain tapped. Again, at this point, they need something like Verdict, right? Spreading Seas, okay. Okay. Opponent has Cryptic Mana up. Oh, baby. If I get to turn this agent sideways, it's over. Unless they have Path. Cool. All right. We got game 1. Disputes come in, Veils come in. Spellskite can come in. So we've got those 7 coming in. Torsion Strikes definitely stay in. Mutagenics we can shave on. Shave on those. Shave on some scale ups. Shave on vines. Those 6 out, these 6 in. Looks good to me. Okay. No threat, mulligan. Hands got a threat. Hands got a backup threat. And has a good amount of just stuff in general. So we keep these 6. We bottom the Become Immense because we can turn 2/9 them with this hand. Unless they have the Force of Negation or the Path. Both we're a little sad about, but we're fine with that. Now we turn to 10 them. Just kidding, we still go for just the 9. I guess technically we just go for the 7. Snow-covered plains, 2 mana, Ruined Halo. Okay, what do you name? Do you name the Glistener Elf? Name's Glistener Elf. Okay. Lighted Agent. Send the message. Glacial Fortress. 3 fairy. Bounces Blighted Agent. This is you. Okay. So we still kill the 3 fairy. Can we replay Blighted Agent? Kill 3 fairy. You played a bounce spell for 3 mana. That's cryptic mana. Okay.
Bounce again.
Bounces again. Again, 3 mana bounce spell. Good try, opponent. Wall of Omens. Redraws. Hits the path. Okay, I guess. They have 3 cards left in hand. I want a protection pump. So Petty Thefts. Really? We're going to play this game. Wall. Opponent seriously does not like our hand. Or does not like Blighted Agent as a magic card. Blighted Agent. Pass turn. And fetches for probably Hollowed Fountain here, tapped. Yep. 3 in hand. Two in hand. Snap Path. Snap Path it is. Opponent seriously does not like Blighted Agent. Opponent's got 1 card left in hand. Spellskite. Show me Archmage's Charm. Cool. Plays the Brazen Borrower. Okay. Name's Blighted Agent. Okay. You want to know what's coming in? Gets in for 3 in the air. Wow. So like we could swing with this Glistener Elf. It does us nothing. Because they just don't block. Resto Flicker Wall. Draw themselves an additional card. Then we take 6. So we're dead? Alright, we take 6. So even if we rip Ink Moth off the top here. So 6, 10, 14, 16, 18. Don't have the blue for the Distortion Strike to make it lethal. We go to 4. We go to Instep. We now technically have the blue. Anyway, we're dead on board. All right. Begin sideboarding. Those Ruined Halos are annoying. Force of Vigor's definitely coming in. They don't seem to be playing a lot of counter magic. They seem to be a lot more on the tempo side of things, so I don't know how good these disputes are. Because that definitely did seem blue-white tempo, not blue-white control. Would love to be on the play. Turn 1. Turn 2, hold up Spell Pierce. It's missing Pump, but it's got a lot of threats. Game 3 of match 5 for the 5-0. Can we get here? Opponent mulligan to 5, which is rather good for us. So this is definitely Fetch, Shock, and Glistener Elf. Snow-covered plains. That's not bad. Give it +4/+4. Cool. Swing for 5. Opponent takes 5 Infect. Opponent's halfway to dead. Glacial Fortress tries to ruin Halo. Okay, 4 mana or +4/+4 off the top. That's not +4/+4. Blighted Agent pass the turn. Okay. This is lethal. I mean, we just go for the 2-turn clock, right? Go the safer play. Take him to 8, hold up. Hold up protection magic. Verdict. Yep. Okay. That's a verdict. Opponent can gust. And bam. Not gonna do what we want. It doesn't stop the path. They only have 3 in hand though. Let's go for it. Force them to have path. Last 2 cards. Force of Vigor. Nope. There we go. Or not Force of Vigor. Force of Negation. There we go, baby. 5-0 with Infect. 5-0 with Infect. What a way to be closing out. Wow. Dang. Just because, look, our name's finally on there. Woot woot. Took a month, but we did it. Finally 5-0'd. So if anybody ever tries to say Infect doesn't have legs, yeah, no. Infect can get there. Got us to 50 treasure chests, 150 play points.